everybody. All right, I'm gonna make this video. I'm not quite sure how to define what it is I am seeking an answer for. It has to do with the energy that we're all being affected by, and it has to do with the sensation of time altering. It has to do with the sensation of the raising of a vibration across the globe, the experience of a planet going from one reflection and into another, the Mandela effect, so to speak. So I'm just gonna relax. I just did that August forecast, and it's been kind of on my mind because the whole time I shared dates in there, but I also couldn't really relate to the concept of time either. While simultaneously they kept giving me numbers, but I couldn't relate to that concept of time. It's quite strange to me because it's changing. And so I just want to explore what that means, and let's just see if we can pull Cryon in here, and we'll work with my spirit guides and whoever else wants to share some wisdom to help humanity. It's like the chaos of 2016. How do we deal with this? I don't know. All right, let me relax here and we'll see. My spirit guides are asking me, so are we talking about time? Are we talking about ascension energy? They're wanting me to be specific. So I say, well, let's talk about time, our perception of time. So they are asking me, what is your perception of time? And I say, well, I've always been taught, I've always felt like there's a day, and each day has 24 hours. And then we have 7 days in a week. And then we have a month that is made up of 30 days or 31 days, So there's a structure of time that we abide by, that we follow as a rule of thumb. We've been doing this for a very long time. They're talking about time again. They're showing me what is a dial, a sundial. And you see time being placed on a sundial where the sun then represents time. The sun at this point in the sky represents this time. And then the sun goes down. They're asking me if I know what was the inspiration of a sundial in the first place. And I'm saying, that's a good point. I guess people started to feel like they needed to have more of a structure of what time it was. They're taught. This is really strange. The way the energy is coming to me is, it's almost like people invented time. There came a point where people were inspired to track time, and it started even when they were observing stars, but I can't quite process the whole message here, but it's the only way I can describe it is an invention. Time was an invention because people started to use science to make sense of the world around them instead of just being instinctive about their experience. What the body would share is when they were hungry or when they felt like sleeping. And people didn't have to fall asleep at 9 o'clock at night, so to speak. They could take a nap during the day and be up late and even hang out at 3 a.m. in the morning. And there was no perception of what they had to get done in a day, was merely just to enjoy breathing and experience those around them, experiencing nature, experiencing the gifts around them. They're talking about ascending now into an expression of this experience which did exist on this planet one time, they say. Human beings congregating in a balanced way in relationship with Mother Earth, nature, the vibration of creation, and everything is quite explosively blissful, where people aren't paying attention to what is photosynthesis, what are the cells in the body, it's quite strange because they're quite masters of understanding and wisdom. If they chose to have that comprehension, All they would have to do would be ask the air, basically. Ask the trees, ask the earth, ask the stars, and the answer would bounce back, and then they would know what to do. They didn't go hunting for what is... The picture that comes to describe it is you have those little beads on it's for counting and tracking things. They didn't have a need to try to devise an organization of thoughts, devise an organization of understanding. So they're talking about a transition between thought or expression or connectedness, between oneness and then resorting towards thinking too much, basically. Trying to think and understand. But they're sharing a lot with me, but they're not speaking to me at all. They're just sharing energy flows and showing me the pictures. And so I'm trying to brush through them as quickly as I can in a human language, and it's hard. So bear with me. They're saying the next thing they showed me was human beings in this blissful expression or experience. This was quite a span of time before the invention of time, or the invention of science, the invention of the need to be philosophers, the need to be the exploration of a transitioning point between bliss and trying to be the counting machine. It's the only way I could describe it. They're showing that there were parts of the planet where people were still in bliss, while simultaneously some of them were transforming their identities into thinkers. So that's what they're saying. We have always perceived human beings to have been always thinkers, and not balanced or infinite or one consciousness, or parts of that expression of wisdom which we attribute to only alien beings having, and never having been a reflection of a human being on earth. They're saying human beings on earth have had such an identity as this. Even saying some still do. Some that we don't know. It's sort of hidden truths, right? So they're asking me if that answers my question. Saying, so what about time again? They're coming back to the beginning and saying that, again, human beings are evolving their perception, their comprehension, their balance, their identity, reverting back from thinkers to blissful balance expressions with nature, energy, divine energy. They are able to see actually veins of wisdom in the air itself. They're actually able to see the veins of wisdom in every single flower petal, in every single branch, every single leaf on a tree, every star in the universe. They seem to have quite a comprehension of every creation in existence. They're saying that is what we are ascending to, that is what we are exploring. So in order to do that, the invention of time must revert to a past, right? Or a space where we are not in conjunction with that experience. So we have to allow ourselves to continue with this flow of energy and let it take us to the next level of our human identities. Don't fear it, resist it, battle it. Just understand, accept, and allow it to be a part of your flow. Literally, an energy coming from behind, connecting through the heart portal, and then pushing us to where we need to go. Allow it to push you where you need to go. It's hard because they're saying what the human identity, one consciousness, desires is the blissful experience where we see all the colors, we see everything, we know everything, and we're kind of in the friction of we're still trying to be the thinking human beings who associate with time, dates, months, science, logic, structures, boundaries, all of that. So how do you break down everything that has been constructed? You allow energy to take you through the transition to help transform everything. It's quite a lot. You just take it one day at a time. Basically, you trust, you accept, you understand, and then you feel blessed by it, is what they say. So now we know. Okay, I'm just gonna share this. No cry-on for this message, just my spirit guides on this one. But it'd be fun to get him into some messages. Okay, that's all I'm sharing. Thank you for watching. And then just to let you know too, I do psychic readings and spiritual healing on my website. So if you'd like to visit with me personally, you can do so at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.